Hey guys, this is Julian Wong here, and I'm doing a video reaction to this post. And this blog post, not a blog post, it was a news article about a father, actually parents that sold their house to finance their daughter's medical studies overseas. So I'm gonna briefly run through the story with you, and gonna tell you some thoughts about it. All right. So basically, this guy's daughter, she kind of like did not so did not so good for one subject, but it prevented her from getting a spot in the local university, which at the time, even now, is the only university in Singapore that actually does, medical studies. So unfortunately, uh, there was no way that she could pursue her dream in Singapore. So, this is from the perspective of parents. So says how can we see her cry like that? It really breaks our hearts. So we made a family decision. We sold our flats to support her medical studies overseas. So these parents, they actually sold their place to move back to their parents' place just so that they could actually finance their daughter's education. So she was actually accepted to a couple of places, as you can see here. Some in Australia, some in in some and as well as in UK, but they figured that chose Australia because it's cheaper, um, and she's doing that right now. All right, so let's kind of get down to the bottom of this article. Um, okay, this is one thing. Okay, so with this article, we can either complain that the government is depriving people of opportunity, um, but you can also say that possibly the government is protecting people in a sense because um, I'm sure the university is also quite aware of how much intake the hospitals can have. So if it's more than the intake, that's she's got to go somewhere anyway somehow. In this case, but maybe she may have to study in Australia, but she may have to work in Australia after she studies there. But um, like in this case, all right, I want to show you a bigger theme, and the bigger theme of this situation is, what is the course of life that most people believe in? Is it about is it about getting good grades, going to college, working a job, and then spending half your life trying to pay off your study loan? In this case, if this girl is going to pay off her parents' study investment in her, or 300,000. There's no way she's gonna do that, until 1 or 2 decades from now. That's supposing that she, if she has no liabilities, she can pay off faster. But the thing is that even on a doctor's salary, there's no way that she can pay it off until 2 or 3 decades. And what's gonna happen in 2 or 3 decades? By the time, right, then she's gonna start worrying about putting her own kids through college, and then she's gonna be homeless as well, because she's not gonna accumulate the finance to get her own housing or settle down, but instead it's just gone back to repayment. So why do we spend our lives just trying to repay loans? What do we, that 300,000 could do a lot of things. If you spent 300,000 buying gold, you could possibly turn that 300,000 into $1 million in the next couple of years. And if you bought some property overseas, you can get a 300% return, 400% return in a span of time. So what is the point of that? Like, if people think that the point of a job is to make money, but having to go through an educational process to get there, if we step back and realize that what we're doing is really just trying to dig underneath a wall, when you can just pretty much find a door on the wall and just walk through it. Does that make sense? So anyways, that is the reason why I really felt I had to shoot this video. And for me, the good thing is, although I'm not actually working directly in the industry that's connected to what I studied, but I feel pleased to know that during the span of time doing my college degree, I didn't have to take any allowance from my parents. I didn't pay for the bulk of my study costs, but neither was it very expensive. It was less than 20 grand, right? And and right now, as an internet marketeer, I can totally see the point of how, friends who have gone to jobs, have gone through extensive education, not just locally, but also overseas, having to go through pay cuts and job layoffs, and just back to square one. So I think this is some food for thought everyone should look at. You know, um, if coming back to this story again, why did she want to do medicine? Why did she want to do that? Was it because she thought it was kind of cool? Was it because she thought it was a prestigious job? Was it because she perceived that being in the medicine line is going to make her be perceived as a society elite? Or because she really wanted to help people? But if she really wanted to help people, how can she help people before she helps herself? With all those debts to pay off, how is she going to do that in a span of time and still kind of get, still kind of get out of the rat race in the process? Most of the people that I know who do medicine actually do come from fairly well-to-do families, so that money is not even a concern, right? So anyway, this Julian Wong here, airing my thoughts, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.